Thanks, everyone. Welcome back to another Agile Hive Cloud review. My name is Jamal Harris. I am one of the sales leads here. And who I have is my colleague, Daniel Roller, who is our product owner. And today we will be giving you updates on where Agile Hive for Cloud stands at today. So let's just dive right in. So if you are interested in attending these Agile Hive reviews, please feel free to add it to your calendar. Daniel will go ahead and post the link into the chat room. We will update these on a regular basis, so that way you can make time in your schedule to attend. We also have a LinkedIn Agile Hive page. You can check out some of the nice content that we're posting, whether it's videos, blogs, articles, customer case studies, case stories, etc. And then we also have a YouTube channel for Agile Hive. You can see some of the recent videos that we have done, and we will be looking into adding some more videos for you guys to be able to take a look at soon. So the next review will be on September 7th of 2023. So please don't forget to push that button right there. I think my finger is right there. And then, add it to your calendar, and we look forward to seeing you on our next review. So some general updates that we have. Really important to highlight. I'm super excited. Our team is pretty excited. We will be at the 2023 SAFE Summit in Nashville, Tennessee, August 15th through the 18th. And you can join us for our partner session. It would be me and my colleague Carl and Cindy who will be presenting. So please come and show us all your love and support and some cheers and some laughters with us for our 15-minute presentation. We hope that you guys like it and you'll be entertained. And you can feel free to, meet us at our booth afterwards for more questions that you may have. So if you will be in the Nashville, Tennessee area for the 2023 SAFE Summit, please feel free to reach out to us via LinkedIn, send us an email, let us know you'll be attending, and we'll try to fit some time in our schedule to meet up with you. So also the other events that we have coming up as well is JiraCon, that's sponsored by Trundle. That event will take place on October 4th. It's totally 100% virtual. We will keep you updated once we get more information, where you can also attend our presentation, where I will actually be presenting for that event. We also have Jira Day, which is sponsored by Divinity, and this will be held in Krakow, Poland on October 17th through the 18th. So I'm pretty sure that you can go right over to the Trundle JiraCon 23, and you can also go to the Divinity Jira Day event and purchase your tickets there and find all the useful information that you need. And then lastly, we will be attending the RTE Summit Gladwell, November 7th and 8th in the Netherlands. So if that's also another event that you will be taking part in, please let us know. And we would look forward to definitely meeting you. So those of you who are on the evaluation 30-day from the Atlassian Marketplace, we understand that customers need more time to get familiar with the tool, do their planning, executing, trying to figure out what their requirements are. If you do run into a snag where 30 days is not enough for you, please contact us. You can reach out to our Agile Hive support desk. You can also reach out to me or Carl. and we will be more than happy to jump on a call with you and walk you through the steps on how we can extend your trial for you. So that way you have that wiggle room of making a decision on if Agile Hive is suitable for you. So we've had a internal discussion this past week on creating a how to and when we would create a migration path from server and on-prem to the cloud. So what we want to do is we want to try and help you guys and provide as much support as we possibly can. So we are reaching out to you to if you are in the middle of doing a migration, we would like you to reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. What are your requirements? What does your timeline look like as far as the migration? So that way we can better prepare ourselves as to how much support you actually need. So you can feel free to contact me at jharris@cybermedia.net, which my email is right there down at the bottom. I think my finger is close to it. Or you can reach out to our support team and let them know as well how we can best support you guys. So coming up on our product updates and demo. So we are happy to unveil this. Yes, Cindy. I see.
I was trying to do this and hit the wrong button.
No worries. So I'll go back to my drum roll. So we are happy to unveil the first look at what we think will be coming on the roadmap in the next either Q3 or Q4. This is a dashboard display of reports, kind of similar to the one that we have for the on-premise version. If some of those who are using the on-prem version or currently looking into the on-prem version, we want to kind of take the blueprint that we've created and kind of adapt that into the cloud version. I think this looks beautiful, and I'm pretty excited for Daniel to talk about it a little bit more on how we came up with this concept and what features you might be able to see on this. So I will let Daniel take it away and give you the update.
Yeah, great. Thank you for building so much tension. And yeah, let's dive right in. So this is our current draft of how reports might look like in Agile Hive for Cloud. This is based on our DC version that we use as a blueprint for that, since we received a lot of positive feedback on how reports are implemented in Agile Hive for Data Center. On the other hand, we received a lot of feedback from our internal experts as well as you. Like in the last cloud review, we had a poll that revealed some valuable insights. Also, we received some feedback from our most recent calls with evaluators and customers. So this is what we came up with. And this is an example that is located on the team level. So for each project that you add to Agile Hive Cloud on the team level, you will be presented with this dashboard as a landing page, and it also presents the most central reporting metrics for your team. The same will be available for the art level, for the large solution level, and for the portfolio level. So we will ship one layer-specific dashboard, which for each of the safe layers and projects. And we are still putting them together and adding some stuff and tweaking some details. But they will look similar to this. So what do we see here? For one, we have a header section here that presents me with the most important information on that team. So I think for people who are already working in the team, this is not really interesting. or that exciting, but for people outside of the team or working outside of the project that I'm looking at, might be similar for the art or like a portfolio. I can see on one glimpse which people are working on that project, what their roles are. And for example, if I have like a question on the overall performance of that team, I can directly reach out to the Agile coach, the Scrum Master, or the RTE. And also for more technical question, I can see, okay, who's the like responsible system architect or lead dev. So this is very important. Then another thing that we can see immediately is that we are in the third PI. There we have the second iteration running, which is also valuable information for everyone on the company to see how the team is progressing. And also in combination with the burn down and the current iteration overview that we have down here, this puts together valuable pieces of the overall puzzle, and I can get a good overview of the progress that the team is making. Then also here I have the selection for the PI or the time frame that I want to take a closer look at for projects on the team, art, and large solution level. This will be a PI selection. On the portfolio where we do not have PIs, there will be a simple date picker for a start and end date, and I can have it take a look at a very large span of time, for example. Then down here we have let's say small widgets that display one important metric each. And examples what could be placed here are, for example, the overall PI progress. So this is like a metric that displays there are 87% of the PI already passed, and there are 14 days left. So this is very important for me to have my features or stories for the next PI ready in time. Also, we have like a velocity overview of the last 5 sprints. A new addition that we do not have in Data Center yet might be a dependency metric that displays the number of unresolved critical dependencies in that PI for the project I'm looking at currently. So this might be an indicator in case the progress is lacking behind the expectation, that the team or the art or whoever should take a closer look at the dependencies and manage them proactively. Then we have like story points burned as a core metric, achieved business value, and also load versus cap. That might also be an indicator if there's some delays with delivering value. Then down here we have a milestones widget, which is also new. And this is inspired by our SPCT expert, Cindy, who brought up the idea of having a like countdown-like feature on the report board. Also, inspiration for that was that as a RTE or probably product manager, I need to know when does the next PI start, when is the system demo taking place, when do I have like a important event like the Safe Summit, for example, in our case, or a customer presentation or something. All of that I can set up as a milestone in that project as a simple Jira task of the issue type milestone, set a due date for it, and then Agile Hive can display those milestones as a countdown on the reports dashboard for that project. Current iteration I already talked about briefly, which is basically just a very brief summary of my current iteration plan. Also, we have the connection to the art feature here, so I can see which stories are planned for which feature. Also, I have the basic metrics here, how many of the story points I planned for that iteration are to do, doing, done. So I get a good overview of the current progress. Then the burn-up chart is mostly self-explaining with a prediction of how the rest of the PI will most likely evolve. Then we have the dependency widget here, which basically is an extension of the dependency metric up here. And this basically just shows my external and internal dependencies for that project, and the dependency state. So this one is a critical dependency. I have at-risk dependencies here. And maybe this at some point would be configurable so that I can say, okay, only show me at risk or critical dependencies. So this is not like going into overflow. And two more widgets that we have here are risks and objectives. Both of them are quite basic and provide me with information like status exposure and residual exposure, which are calculated fields based on the probability and the impact of a risk. For objectives, we distinguish between planned and uncommitted objectives, and also display the planned business value, actual business value. And also we if there are user stories or features connected to those objectives, we can draw pull the story point values for those issues and sum them up. So this is an addition that was introduced by Agile Hive Data Center and that we received a lot of positive feedback on. So we are just taking this over to the cloud as well. So this is, as initially said also by Jamal, this is just the current draft for that feature, and we are still going to refine it here and there. So if you have any feedback or questions on that, it's not too late to reach out. You still have the chance to proactively take influence on our development process for that feature. And we're really happy to talk to you in depth about reports. I think on the next slide, there it is. We still have our short link that you can use to book a personal session with our development team and just talk about reports, what your requirements are in your company, how you like our current draft, and what you are missing or what you like the most, probably. So if you want to reach out, simply use this link. Maybe we can also provide it in the chat and book your meeting with us. So then we also, so this was more like the concept part of the review. So this is what we were working on the concept level. Now let's go to the stuff that was actually already implemented and shipped. So since the last review in July, we released 3 new versions of Agile Hive Cloud, and our plan still is to release a new version every Thursday. Usually this goes quite well. Today we won't make it, unfortunately, so there's always an exception. But the new version, or the version with some of the things I show you today, will be available tomorrow. So there's not that long of a wait time for you. If this is like too frequent for you, or if you want to have a new version every day, for example, you can also reach out to us. So just give us some feedback. We're always open to talk to you about that as well. And if you want to take a closer look at what changed in the last versions, you can refer to our changelog, which is publicly available at that URL. All right, as already mentioned, we released 3 new versions, and most of them were concentrated around bug fixes. So beside the quite few features that I am able to showcase today, there's a lot of stuff that happened under the surface. We improved stability and performance massively. Also take a quick look at that in a minute. But for new features that I also already can show you, we have a short link that provides you with access to Jira project views directly from Agile Hive. So this brings the planning boards, the roadmap boards, and your backlog or sprint board even closer together. We have added support for the dark theme. We had a prototype for that in place already, but we still refined it, and now it's a full support, I would say, or would call it. And also, as already mentioned, we improved performance for team and roadmap boards by up to 300%, if I remember correctly. We'll take a look at the numbers in a minute. Let me just switch over to our demo site to show you the most important changes real quick. So, for example, if you are on the art roadmap and you are preparing for the next PI planning as a product manager, then you have everything set up here. You have your dependencies in place. Some of them are red, some of them are green, and you need to figure it out. But there might be some features that are still missing from your roadmap or that you haven't set up properly, and you don't want to scroll across that very narrow and tiny list here in our board. So this would be a job that the default Jira backlog could fulfill very good. And now we added this little icon up here right next to the project name, which says Open Jira Project. And if I click it, then it opens a new tab, and I need to share that with you. So right there we are in our Jira project, in our default Jira view. And on the left-hand side, I have access to, for that project, I didn't configure the backlog. So we have the Kanban board, the timeline, and the reports. Let's go to the issue view. And now I have all my issues here, and I can work with them the way that I used to before we introduced Agile Hive in our company. So this might be a neat feature, especially for people who are not that used to working with Agile Hive, or who have dedicated needs that the Jira views just fulfill very, very fine. So then let's switch back to the Agile Hive view we left here in the roadmap board. And the other big feature that I want to show you is the dark mode support. And for that, I could just go to my personal settings and select theme and switch over to dark. And yeah, with a snap of a finger or the click of a button, everything turns dark. And you can see that the colors are aligned to the dark theme of Jira. We might still add some more contrast here and there, some borders and stuff to better distinguish the issue cards. But all in all, I think this is looking pretty good. And it provides a neat way to use Jira in dark mode. And also when working with Agile Hive, you have everything you need, and it's adapting very nicely. So from the feature side, let's go back to the presentation. This is it for today. We are still working on very exciting stuff that I'm going to talk about in a minute when we come to the roadmap. Let's take one look at the performance improvements that we were able to achieve. And as I mentioned, those were focused on the roadmap and the team planning boards, which took very long to load, especially if you have like multiple teams within the same art, since we need to iterate over all the team issues and display them. And also for roadmaps, there are a lot of information that come from the PIs and the cadences, iteration stuff. So we took a look at that, and we were able, for the large solution level, to at least improve loading times, let's say a bit. So if you have nothing cached in your browser, for our test setup, we're able to reduce the time from 9.2 to 7.5 seconds until the board was fully loaded, which is quite okay-ish, I would say. If I switch the tab without having anything cached, it's a minor improvement. A big improvement, if I have some cache data already, then we were able to load the large solution roadmap board in 1.4 seconds compared to 2.9 before. The same applies to the art level, where we were able to achieve even bigger improvements. So without a cache, there were like 14 seconds load time before to compared 8.9, which is the result as of now. If I have, I'm switching the tab without having something cached, it's 8.3 versus 5.1. And here we have the biggest improvement from 6.2 to 2.1, which is like, a really, really big improvement that you recognize it without knowing. So if you were using Agile Hive before, this could take a lot of time. And if you're using it now, you really feel the improvement when using the product, which is really, really good. And we are quite happy that we were able to achieve those massive improvements by just changing very, very little code. All right, so let's take a look ahead. What are we working on in the next few weeks until the next review? The most important things probably are, for one, risk and objective custom fields and issue link types, which finally enables us to support those issue types in Agile Hive and set them up properly, set up a risk with the impact and probability values, calculate the exposure, also for objectives, put the business value and the uncommitted or planned distinguish variable, and all of that will come with the next within the next few weeks. Also, something that we are working up or that we are finalizing is the general setup of Agile Hive and the ability to provide projects that you are adding to Agile Hive with a certain like templates, and in Jira they are called schemes. So what we are still missing in Agile Hive are screen schemes, issue type screen schemes, and workflow schemes, and those will be added over the next few weeks. So as soon as they are available, you can go ahead and just create a new project, add all of the schemes to that project, and after that, that project is ready for use with Agile Hive from all perspectives. So there's nothing that you need to configure manually. All of it is like adjusted for use with Agile Hive, and then you can just go ahead and use that project. This is also a preparation for a feature that we have planned to add new projects directly within Agile Hive. And those of you who know the data center version of Agile Hive probably know the project templates that come with the DC version. Unfortunately, from a technical perspective, this is not possible to provide in Jira Cloud. So we have to go, we have to look for another way. And in the My Organization view, there soon will be a feature added that lets you create new projects for each of the safe layers. So for example, if you select to create a new portfolio project, we will automatically apply all the required schemes for that. And you just create the project, go through all of the setup process as you do in Jira. And after that, you have your new portfolio project in place and already pre-configured for use with Agile Hive. Other topics or features that we are going to work on that we are not having and doing right now, but that are planned for the short term are WSJF and also JQL filters for team and roadmap boards, which have been heavily requested. And those are come in very handy for planning and also for preparing the boards like the roadmap or the team board for the next TI planning. We just had a call today where people proactively asked about filtering the backlog in the unplanned issues sidebar for certain for stories that are linked with a certain feature on the art level. So all of this will be possible with JQL filters for team and roadmap boards, and we will add them shortly. Also, ongoing process will be UI and performance improvements, and also, of course, bug fixes. So if you encounter some issues within Agile Hive, you can always report them via the help menu in the top right corner and raise a support request for the dev team right from the product. So all of this information is also available publicly at siebel.biz/ahc-roadmap, and we will update that whenever there's news. So if you want to stay up to date, just bookmark that page. All right, so this is basically all we have to tell you for today. Thanks for participating.
And we look forward to seeing you on the next review. We are excited to leave next week on Sunday for Nashville, Tennessee. Some of us will already be there. Some of us will be on the plane. But we look forward to seeing you there. Please definitely stop at our booth. Say hi, say hello, give us a hug. Check out our presentation, me, Cindy, and Carl. And stay safe and enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thanks for joining us. See you.